Hi, it's Matt at Go Green Autos. So what we have here is a very rare EV. It is a Renault Kangoo ZE. ZE means zero emissions. And this is a maxi van, but with windows and seats. It's the first one I've ever seen. So what makes this really special is those. So we'll just show you the front. You've got two standard seats in the front, 3 seats in the back, all with seat belts, and the seats simply drop down like that, very flat. Let's just get rid of the charging cables, and as you can see, flat all the way through. So we'll just go round to the back. This is a 6-door van, so you've got 2 doors on the back, 2 doors, sliding doors either side, and obviously your 2 doors for the front as normal. So in the back here you've got ply on the floor, you've got plastic cladding along the sides, blackened out windows. This sort of cargo net, dog net, hooks down onto the floor, hooks up onto the roof there, and it can also be moved to the front mountings up there if you've got the seats down and you want to move this forward. Of course you can just take it out if you don't want it in at all. While we're here, I'll just show you the charging cables. So you've got type 1 to type 2 cable there for your home charger or a public charging post, and in here you have got the 3-pin plug charger to type 1, so you can charge this vehicle on a normal 3-pin socket. So while we're at the back here, let me just get my tape measure out. I'll tell you the rough sizes of this. So the depth of the cargo area is to where the door's shut is 135 centimetres. And with the seats down, sorry I'm holding the phone and everything one-handed here, so it's a bit awkward. With the seats down, it is 2 metres and 16 centimetres. So it is a vast cargo area. Oh, and the load height, because this is a very low, being a van, it's very low, and it would be ideal for dogs. So we're looking at about 60 centimetres to the floor height. So ideal vehicle if you want to carry dogs, or it could be a family commute, run around school vehicle, put bikes and things in the back, or just a very posh van. So as I said, we've got blackened out windows in the back, blackened out windows on the back doors as well. It's got rear wash wipe, the wash is up in the brake light there. And then going down this side, 60-40 split seats, and of course that drops completely flat there. So I'll just go round to the other side again, and obviously carpet mats all round, rubber floor underneath. The seats are in fantastic condition, as you can see. Even the driver's seat, absolutely no wear. It's only done 9,000 miles, so you wouldn't expect it anyway. Door cards. The condition of this is just fantastic. So I'll just go around to the other side. Okay, I'm sat in the back. I was just going to give you some idea of the size of this. So I'm 5'10". That driver's seat is in my position, maybe back a little bit. But I'm sat in the back seat here, and we've still got 3-4 inches of knee room. So absolutely loads of space. If I just go across to this side, and then these back windows do open, so you only slightly here, but at least you do get some ventilation. Handle down here to slide the door open. And then obviously got this other mounting up here if you want to move the cargo net forward when you've got the seats down. A full roof liner. So for a van, it is a very smart van. And then in the front here on the dash, standard Kangoo ZE dash, This one doesn't have a stereo, unfortunately. A lot of the electrics don't. They're not standard fit when they're new, so it depends whether they're spec'd. I understand all the wiring and speakers are fitted from the factory, so it would be relatively easy to stick a stereo in there, so any hi-fi shop could do that probably. Down in the center console here, you got 2 cup holders, lots of cubby space, really big door bins, and everything you would expect. It's got electric windows, electric mirrors, and as you can see, really nice condition. So I'm in the front of the van now. I'll just show you the dash so you can see there's no other lights. Standard key down here. You turn the key to the ignition position, put your foot on the brake to start, push it forward once more, and then it bleeps and it says go, and now that engine is running and all ready to drive. So these vans have a comfort program, so this is where you set the time in the morning that you want it to preheat. You put the heater control round to the hottest, and you'll see there's a little clock symbol there, and then this will then preheat the van while you're connected to a house charger, so you're using the electricity from the house rather than the depleting the range out of the battery. And this has just had a main dealer service, so as you can see, the service isn't due for another 24,000 miles. The service intervals on these are every 2 years, 25,000 miles. So this is good for some time to go. And the mileage is 9,336 miles. So down here we have got the paperwork. Unfortunately with this one, the user manuals are missing. Not a real problem. It's only had the one service which I got done the other day, and the user manual is available to download on my website. So here's the V5, and it's a Welsh V5, so you got Welsh and English on either side, so a bit different to the UK ones. And the registration date is the 14th of the 3rd, 2013. So that means that the warranty is expired on the vehicle, but the warranty is still in place on the electric drivetrain. So i.e. all the electric powertrain. So everything under the bonnet, the electric motor, inverter, charger, etc. is still under warranty until March 2018. But of course your traction battery underneath the floor, that's leased from Renault, so that's guaranteed for lifetime anyway. The receipt for the service was done 9,294 miles, so it's only been driven back and demoed a couple of times since. So it had a full service, brake fluid change and an MOT. Not that you need MOTs on these. I've had an MOT done. The only thing that it picked up was the clip on one of the ABS wires was broken, so that has got changed. That was only a couple of quid. Clip, £1.31. So it's had a new MOT. The MOT expiry date is the 21st of November 2018. But as I said, the electric commercials are exempt from MOT and always will be at this age. Just a quirk in the MOT system. But I got it done, so it's all good for the new owner. And a printout of the service history, but until this service there obviously hasn't been one. So that's the paperwork, and as you can see, no errors on the dash. I'll take the handbrake off, that was just the brake light there. With the Kangoos you've got an automatic gear selector, reverse, neutral, park. Handbrake's down there. And we'll just edge forward a bit there so you can see it's driving with no error lights. So the rest of the details on this vehicle are on the website. We'll just go back now and you can see we're in reverse and just going back. I'll just show you underneath the engine bay on the Kangoo vans. all electric vehicles have 12-volt batteries. That obviously runs the lights, the dash, the computers, the wipers and so on. This is your electric motor, inverter on the top. All the orange cables at the back are coming from the battery. Your inverter is changing it from DC to AC. The electric motor's underneath this block, driving the front wheels directly. You've got a water cooling system, brakes over there, standard brakes. And on these, the charging ports on the front is a Type 1 charging port. They don't have rapid charging, so it's typically overnight charging only on these. It's a 16 amp charger as well. So while we're at the front, I'll just quickly mention it's got brand new wiper blades, Michelin Stealth wipers. They're the best wipers you can get. So it's got new wiper blades. The tyres on this are very good. It's still got the original tyres, and the wear on the front is what you'd expect for 9,000 miles, and better on the back. So the tyre depths will all be on the website, and I'll just quickly walk around and point out any marks on it. There's a very slight little mark there on the bonnet. The bumper's all good and pretty much scratch free. There's a little graze there on the wing. That's new, that wasn't there before, so something's hit that. And I'll just mention it down here on the plastic wheel trim. There's a little knockout of the edge there. Tiny little scuff on the mirror. And a little chip here and there on the lip of the door, but the rest of it is really nice condition. Good back wheel. The back is all good. There is looks like a split that's been repaired in the rear bumper there. It's obviously reversed into something, but it's very minor, and it's in the plastic as well. Down this side, all good. There is a mark somewhere. Yes, there's a little dent in the door there, but it's all very minor, and you really wouldn't worry about, particularly if you're going to use this as a van. It's a really nice quality, really looked after, and beautiful colour for a van. Very posh van. So I think that's about it. The only other thing I would just add is it does have electric folding mirrors, but you twiddle the switch around there, but they don't work very well. They're not folding in properly. I suspect it's just because they haven't been used. And if you want to go to the effort of dismantling it and lubricating it, I'm sure they will start working, because the motors are working in both sides and they attempt to move, but it's not something that I would particularly worry about, because most of them don't have folding mirrors anyway. And if you want to fold it when you're parking, you can just still do it the normal way, so not too worried about that. Apart from that, everything is working 100% and no problems on it. I'm just going to just seen another couple of scratches. They're new as well. Right, I will have a go at polishing them out. They will certainly look a lot better after it's polished. And that is it. So I try to sort of point out all of the negative points if vehicles have got it, so people can safely buy these blind off me. I deliver anywhere in the country, so if someone wants this, they don't have to come and view. Hopefully this video will show you enough about the vehicle that you can buy it blind, and I will deliver it to you. So the full details about the charging, the range and everything's on the website. The range on these is typically around about 80 miles, but it depends on how you drive. You may get a bit less in the winter if you're using the heating. So I would say sort of at worst 65 miles probably in the winter, and you would get a bit more than 80 in the summer if you drove it gently. But I tell everyone around about 80 miles, and then it depends on the conditions. And they cost about £2 to charge, because they've got the 22 kilowatt hour battery. The battery you lease from Renault or from RCI Finance. All the details are on the website about that. So of course that battery is guaranteed for life, and if it drops to 60% efficiency, then they will swap it. The other thing to bear in mind is they're not making the 22 kilowatt hour battery anymore. The vans now have a 33 kilowatt, so if in the future this ever needed a new battery, it's highly likely it will be given the 33 kilowatt hour battery, so give you another 50% more range. And the only other thing I will quickly mention on these, normally on the Kangoo vans the spare wheel is mounted up underneath, but on the crew cab vans they don't do that. Instead you get a tyre inflation kit, a puncture repair kit in there instead of the spare wheel. And you may have noticed around the back, if I just quickly open the back up again, there is a jack and spanner for undoing the wheel nuts. So everything's here, and of course your 2 chargers there. Right, I'm waffling on now, so I'll finish the video. Hope you find that useful, and the full details on the website.